Cowboys training camp. Live from Oxnard, California. Powered by AA Best Bell Buns, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Jalen Brooks joining us here live on the Blitz here in San Antonio. Now, practice is over. It looks like you've showered, you've cleaned up, you're ready to go.
I haven't showered yet.
Yeah, I haven't showered yet, but you've gotten out of your pads.
Yes.
Right? You're like, I got to get out of this. It was hot today.
A little hot, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a little bit humid today. I would say, I felt a little bit underneath my pads a little bit, but other than that, it still feels good.
Jalen, the people in San Antonio that listen to us right now are going, please cry me a river. It's about 98 degrees in San Antonio today.
Absolutely. Oh, man, I couldn't even imagine. Hey, I feel for y'all, though. I promise you I do.
Well, and you've been in Dallas, but there's something about coming out here. Although when the people here start complaining about the heat, you want to laugh, but you're like, yeah, it is kind of warm today.
Yeah, absolutely. But especially down in San Antonio near the water, you're a little bit closer to the water, so it's really humid down there.
Absolutely. So. Have you been to San Antonio?
I have not, but I've been to Houston. And
Houston's a different kind of heat.
Yeah,
you go there and sweat in places you didn't know you had. I mean, you know how that goes. You've got such an interesting story. Your travels to get to the National Football League. You were at a small school that most people have not heard of, and then from North Carolina, you end up at Tarleton State, where you never played. How does a kid from North Carolina even know where Tarleton is?
So one of my mom's good friends actually coaches at the time he coached at a school out in Missouri.
Uh-huh.
So he has some connects at Tarleton State University, and he told them, like, hey, y'all need to check out this kid. And they checked me out, and then that's how we ended up getting in touch once I entered the portal. And then I was like, man, I would love to come check out, the program. At the time, the transfer rules are a little bit different. So they were Division II transitioning into Division I.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really the key of me not having to sit out, was me going there. And I fell in love with the place. The place was really nice. It was out the way out in Stephenville, but it was still a good college town and everything. Got there January 2020, and then obviously March happened, COVID and everything, and we just had on going home, coming back, going home, coming back. And at that time, I'm driving, so it's not like I'm just flying every time. So it was in my best interest to be closer to my family at that time. So, and then the season got canceled. So but I still got love for that staff, man. I appreciate them.
Take us back to the draft. Were you concerned that it might not happen, that somebody might not draft you?
It was really a little bit going into the draft. After the combine, I ran a very slow 40, which just plummeted my draft stock. And I was just like, man, that hurt a lot. That hurt a lot. But, my grandmother always told me, if it's for you, then it's for you. If it was for me to get drafted, then it was for me. I don't really like to stress about things that's pretty much out of my control. I just let God handle everything, and he's just going to take care of everything. I just got to seek him first, and then he'll handle the rest. So I appreciate God and guiding me here, because I feel like I fell into a great situation, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Jalen Brooks joining us here on the Blitz. You talk about the situation, battling for that number 3 wide receiver spot. Now, there's a lot of Jalens on the team. How do you guys in the wide receiver room and the coaches separate all the Jalens?
So Jalen Tolbert goes by JT.
Uh-huh.
Jalen Marino Cropper goes by Crop or Cropper.
Uh-huh.
And then I usually go by, at first I was going by JB, but then we have so many JBs either on staff or on the team. So I was like, man, y'all just call me Jay Brooks then. You feel me?
So you're just Jay Brooks. Right?
Yeah, y'all just call me Jay Brooks then. Or if anybody's going to say Jalen, they'll say Jalen as me. So
you're the Jalen.
Yeah.
So if like mom's voice, somebody's screaming Jalen, you're the one in trouble.
Yeah.
see, that's when I'd say, no, I was that Jalen. Right? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
I was JT. Tell us about training camp, because obviously you guys are getting some more reps. It's unfortunate CeeDee Lamb's not here, but it does give you, the rest of the wide receivers, an opportunity to get a little more look, if you will.
Yeah, and I think it's also good for us, to put ourselves in those pressure moments, where there is no true number 1 guy out there. So we're getting, everybody's best look, and, a defense isn't so heavy on, aren't so concerned about CD. Now they can really get to play ball, and I think it gives us the best advantage to getting better, to being prepped for game days.
You think about no CD here, the opportunities. I saw you caught a touchdown today in, what do they call it? The
mojo moment.
The mojo moment. Mm-hmm. You didn't celebrate.
Man, if the play is that spectacular, then I'll celebrate and everything. But man, I'm here for business, so I'm trying to get to business. I'm just trying to step each and every day, and I just feel like I haven't had that explosive camp that I wanted to celebrate yet. So I just want to keep on attacking each and every day. Then I want to celebrate on Sundays. So.
Well, there you go. Although you got to practice your celebrations too. It's the mojo moment. You got to do that.
I do agree that.
I mean, we've seen that before. It's the mojo moment. You get a touchdown. You got to celebrate.
I do agree.
Do you have a touchdown dance?
Oh, I pray my first touchdown is a catch and run, and the first thing I want to do is signal 4, 6, 9. Just to show everybody the combine, just because you run a slow 40 with it, because that was my time at combine. So, I just want to be able to show that, and then, hey, look, y'all want to go off of that? Y'all better check that GPS time.
I mean, I love that. I mean, but 4.69. I mean, that was Ryan Engel's 10, and my 5.
That's fantastic. The wide receiver room, you guys all get along, help each other out, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, and that was, like I said, I feel like I fell into a great situation. Especially I miss my boy MG. We was vet heavy last year, so just being able to learn from them and them not being scared to share answers, to what we got going on, because we're strong on our weakest link is as powerful as our top. So I think it's in the it's just in the nature here, share with the younger guys. So
what would they tell you? Just give me a little bit of it. Say CD or Michael Gallup. What kind of advice would they give you?
Yeah, so I'll start off with CD. CD is big on like no excuses. I want to say last year we're in a walkthrough, and I was just jogging off the field, and the ball was thrown to me. As I'm jogging off the field, ball is thrown very low, and I drop it. He was like, "Don't be dropping that." Like, I was like, "Yeah, I know a low ball." He's like, "I don't care. You get paid to do this, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, now I want to hear no excuses." So, that MG, just attack every day. And B Cooks, he always says this. He preaches this all the time. Respect the game, and they'll respect you back. Don't take this game for granted, man. You got to handle your business each and every day. You got to come perform each and every day.
Jalen Brooks joining us here on The Blitz. You mentioned Brandon Cooks, and I remember talking to him on Super Bowl Radio Row this past year in Las Vegas. And he, you think about as talented of a receiver as he is, everywhere he's gone, but he's so well traveled and such a vet, and he's got so many different experiences. How much does he teach you guys in the room, not only about playing, but just about life in the league?
Yeah, man. And I think it just goes back to, not taking everything for granted and, just respecting the game. That's something that he preaches a lot, no matter where we're at. We was at his crib in Oregon. He's preaching the same thing. We could be here in Oxnard. He's preaching the same thing. We could be in Dallas. He's preaching the same thing. So I think he doesn't even really have to say much, It's just, you could really just look at him and just see how he handles the game, and you could see the respect through his game. He doesn't cut any corners. He's always getting extra work in, and just taking care of all the small details, and the way he takes care of his body is insane. Like we was at his crib, and it's like body work. If I'm not lifting, I'm getting body work, or I'm relaxing, or I'm doing a nice little jog, or I'm doing breathing meditations, so it's just the way he carries himself more than him even having to say anything.
Do you guys, is there a different rotation or a different throw from each of the three quarterbacks? Like I know Dak has his, and then Cooper, and then Trey. Are they different, or is it pretty much the same?
Oh, man, I really don't know, man. I know Trey has a special type of zip on his ball that may seem like it's not coming to you as fast, but It got some zip on that ball.
Okay. Explain this here, because you say, I mean, I'm watching them, and his passes aren't as pretty as some of them, right? And they look like they're floating. Some might call them ducks and stuff, but they get there, and you hear that pop on the gloves. Is that what you're kind of saying? How does he do that?
Man, Trey is, look, man, he has that strength. I don't know what, like, it just feels, you have to be out there. Like, I have to literally walk you through what I'm exactly talking about. Like, I could just be standing, just spot catching for him, and I could be like, oh, this ball doesn't seem like it's coming as fast. But then, boom, it'll go right through my hands. I'm like, oh, my gosh, that thing has some zip on it. I don't know if it's like the weight of the ball. Some balls are a little bit heavier than some, so I don't really
it depends
know.
on if Tom Brady's around.
Nah.
Yeah, no doubt.
But nah, Trey has a strong arm, man. And he's gonna be really good for us, man. Yeah, I just want to see him keep on, coming out here and learning each and every day, man. He's gonna be really good.
So, what does Jalen Brooks do when he's not playing football?
When I'm not playing football, I'm trying to get good at golf. I'm trying to get good at golf. I try to go to Top Golf as much as I can. I like to bowl. I love to bowl, and I love to grill. I love to cook. I love good food, and like whenever we're done, I love to travel. Those two things I will spend my money on that I'm not afraid of is traveling and food.
Nothing wrong with that. Done. All right, so what kind of setup do you have for grilling?
So right now I'm in an apartment, so I'll just use my apartment grill if I'm here and if I'm in Dallas. If I'm at home, I have a two-setter. So I have a gas side and I have a charcoal side.
Okay.
And I also have a smoker at the bottom. But I don't really smoke any of my food, really. I like to keep have an eye on that at all times. So I'll usually go on a charcoal, and then depending on what it is, I'll usually start with charcoal to give it that flavor, and then move it to the gas side, depending on how much food I'm cooking.
You got to sear it later.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you normally think? All right, I'm grilling. I got people over. This is my go-to.
If I got people over, man, you can ask anybody. I'm for sure doing ribs, for sure doing some chicken. Depending on how many people, I'll throw on some steaks and just chop up the steaks, pretty much like cube them and everything. And then maybe some salmon, some shrimp.
Nice.
And then I usually let my mom take care of the sides on inside the house, because I'm like, when you're on the grill, you're probably going to be on there for 4 or 5 hours. And you're just, so I'll try and get her to do some stuff. And if not, like say if I'm in Dallas, then I'll just do everything beforehand. And then like half cook everything, and then grill, then come back and finish it up.
All right, now with your ribs, because you're North Carolina.
Yeah.
North Carolina barbecue different than Texas barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Right. No, so when you're doing yours, especially when you're in Texas, I don't want to say which do you prefer, but when you're doing yours, is it more Texas style or Carolina?
Oh, mine is more Carolina style.
All right. So you've got. Do you do St. Louis or baby back?
I usually do baby backs.
All right, so you got your baby backs. Walk me through your process for your North Carolina style ribs.
Yeah, so I can't share too much.
Share it all, brother. It's just us, man.
See, he's trying to get it.
Yeah, first up first, take out the membrane out the bottom of the ribs. I'll put some oil on both sides to make sure the seasoning stick to it. I'll first go on with some Saison Goya. It's an orange packet. It gives you the orange color, orange tint to it. I'll go in with some garlic powder, some seasoned salt, the Lowry seasoned salt.
Okay.
I'll do some pepper. I'll do some garlic roasted herb. And then what else will I do? And some onion powder.
Okay. I'm writing this down, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
See, I'm going to pull the recording later and go through this. All right, so you put them on 3 or 4. Do you wrap them at any point?
When I was just at home, I finally started wrapping them in paper.
Oh, you do paper.
And man, it was so good.
Did you add some like brown sugar and butter and honey? You didn't do that?
No, sir. I don't add no sauce to my ribs.
All right. Well, no, not sauce, but just
I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
that
glaze,
good
glaze on top.
Well, and that good candy flavors. You don't marinate like
that's more of a Texas style.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like North Carolina, it's more vinegar. Most people do vinegar base in North Carolina, but I still stay away a little bit from the vinegar. But if I was to make a sauce, I would would do like some barbecue with a little bit of vinegar.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys should have your own cooking
Hey,
show.
man, I'm
thinking this.
Hey, if y'all want to collab, hey, let's do it.
Well, one of the strangest is, of all people, Emmitt Smith, he marinates his ribs in Dr. Pepper overnight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could do that.
I haven't heard of it.
And then he uses a mustard binder, and I'm with you. Go oil.
Yeah. That's also Texas style as well. Yeah, the mustard binder. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've seen it plenty of times.
It
before.
works.
Yeah.
Cooking with Jalen Brooks here on the Blitz.
Yes, sir. You know it.
Man, appreciate you stopping by, man.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Good luck
you.
this
Thank y'all
season.
so
we'll be
much,
paying
man.
attention to that first touchdown dance. We'll all know what it means.
Absolutely.